Section 134. Ashtavakra said, O king, O leader of fierce legions, in this assembly of monarchs of unrivalled power, who have met together, I am unable to find out Vandin, chief of the controversialists, but I am searching for him. Even has one doeth for a swan on a vast expanse of water. O Vandin, thou regardest thyself as the foremost of controversialists. When thou wilt engage with me in staking, thou wilt not be able to flow like the current of a river. I am like a full flaming fire. Be silent before me, O Vandin. Do not awaken a sleeping tiger. Know that thou shalt not escape unstung after trampling on the head of a venomous snake, licking the corners of its mouth with its tongue, and with one who hath been hurt by thy foot. That weak man who in pride of strength attempts to strike a blow at a mountain only gets his hands and nails hurt, but no wound is left on the mountain itself. As the other mountains are inferior to the Janaka, and as cows are inferior to the hogs, so are all other kings on the earth inferior to the Lord of Mithila. And as Indra he is the foremost of celestials, and as the Ganga is the best of rivers, so thou alone art, O king, the greatest of monarchs. O king, cause Vandin to be brought to my presence. Lomasa said, saying this, O Yudhishthira, wrath with Vandin, Ashtavakra thus thundered in the assembly, and addressed him in these words, Do thou answer my questions, and I shall answer thine. Thereat Vandin said, One only fire blazeth forth in various shapes, one only sun illumineth in this whole world, one only hero, Indra, the lord of celestials, destroyeth enemies, and one only Yama is the sole lord of the Pitris. Ashtavakra said, The two friends, Indra and Agni, ever move together. The two celestial sages are Narada and Parvata. Twins are the Ashwini Kumaras. Two is the number of the wheels of a car, and it is a couple that husband and wife live together as ordained by the deity. Vandin said, Three kinds of born beings are produced by acts. The three Vedas together perform the sacrifice, Vajpayeya, at three different times. Advaryus commence sacrificial rites. There the number of words, and there also are the divine lights. Ashtavakra said, Four are the ashramas of the Brahmanas. The four orders perform sacrifices. Four are the cardinal points. Four is the number of letters. And four also, as is ever known, are the legs of a cow. Vandin said, Five is the number of fires. Five are the feet of the meter, called Punki. Five are the sacrifices. 5 locks, it is said in the Vedas, are on the heads of the Apsaras, and 5 sacred rivers are known in the world. Ashtavakra said, 6 cows, it is asserted by some, are paid as a gratitude on the occasion of establishing the sacred fire. 6 are the seasons belonging to the wheel of time. 6 is the number of senses. 6 stars constitute the constellation Kirtika, and 6 it is found in all the Vedas, is the number of Sadhyasaka sacrifice. Vandin said, The number of domesticated animals, 7 are the wild animals. 7 meters are used in completing a sacrifice. 7 are the rishis. 7 forms of paying homage are extant in the world, and 7 it is known are the strings of the Veena. Ashtavakra said, 8 are the bags containing 100-fold. 8 is the number of legs of the Sarabha, which preyeth upon lions. 8 Vasus, as we hear, are amongst the celestials, and 8 are the angles of Yupa, stake in all sacrificial rites. Vandin said, 9 is the number of the mantras used in kindling the fire in sacrifices to the Pitris. 9 are the appointed functions in the process of creation. 9 letters compose the foot of the meter, Vrihati, and 9 also is ever the number of figures in calculation. Ashtavakra said, 10 is said to be the number of cardinal points. entering into the cognition of men in this world. 10 times 100 make up 1,000. 10 is the number of months during which women bear, and 10 are the teachers of true knowledge, and 10 the haters thereof, and 10 again are those capable of learning it. Vandin said, 11 are the objects enjoyable by beings. 11 is the number of the yupas. 11 are the changes of the natural state pertaining to those having life, and 11 are the Rudras among the gods in heaven. Ashtavakra said, 12 months compose the year. 12 letters go to the composition of a foot of the meter called Jagati. 12 are the minor sacrifices, and 12 according to learned is the number of the Adityas. Vandin said, the 13th lunar day is considered the most auspicious. 13 islands exist on earth. Lomasa said, having proceeded thus far, Vandin stopped. Thereupon Ashtavakra supplied the later half of the sloka. Ashtavakra said, 13 sacrifices are presided over by Kesi, and 13 are devoured by Ati Chandas, the longer meters of the Veda. And seeing Ashtavakra speaking, and the Suta's son silent and pensive and with head downcast, the assembly broke into a long uproar. And when the tumult thus arose in the splendid sacrifice performed by King Janaka, the Brahmanas, well pleased and with joined hands, approached Ashtavakra and began to pay him homage. Thereupon Ashtavakra said, before this man defeating the Brahmanas in controversy used to cast them into water. Let Vandin today meet with the same fate, seize him and drown him in water. Vandin said, O Janaka, I am the son of King Varuna. Simultaneously with thy sacrifice, there also hath commenced a sacrifice extending over 12 years. It is for this that I have dispatched the principal Brahmanas thither. They have gone to witness Varuna's sacrifice. Lo, there they are returning. I pay homage to the worshipful Ashtavakra, by whose grace today I shall join him who hath begot me. Ashtavakra said, defeating the Brahmanas either by words or subtly, Vandin had cast them into the waters of the sea. That Vedic truth which he had suppressed by false arguments, have I today rescued by dint of my intellect. Now let candid men judge, as Agni, who knoweth the character of both the good and the bad, leaveth unscorched by his heat the bodies of those whose designs are honest, and is thus partial to them. So good men judge the assertions of boys, although lacking the power of speech, and are favorably disposed towards them. O Janaka, thou hearest my words as if thou hast been stupefied in consequence of having eaten the fruit of the Shleshmataki tree, or flattery hath robbed thee of thy sense, and for this it is that although pierced by my words as an elephant by the hook, thou hearest them not. Janaka said, listening to thy words, I take them to be excellent and superhuman. Thy form also standeth manifest as superhuman. As thou hast today defeated Vandin in discussion, I place even him at thy disposal. Ashtavakra said, O king, Vandin remaining alive will not serve any purpose of mine. If his father be really Varuna, let him be drowned in the sea. Vandin said, I am King Varuna's son. I have no fear, therefore, in being drowned. Even at this moment, Ashtavakra shall see his long-lost sire Kahoda. Lomasa said, then rose before Janaka all the Brahmanas, after having been duly worshipped by the magnanimous Varuna. Kahoda said, it is for this, O Janaka, that men pray for sons, by performing meritorious acts, that in which I had failed, have been achieved by my son. Weak persons may have sons endued with strength, dunces may have intelligent sons, and the illiterate may have sons possessed of learning. Vandin said, it is with thy sharpened axe, O monarchs, that even Yamas, severe to the heads of foes, may prosperity attend thee. In this sacrifice of King Janaka, The principal hymns relating to the Mukta rites are being chanted, and the Soma juice also is being adequately quaffed, and the gods themselves in person and with cheerful hearts are accepting their sacred shares. Lomasa said when in enhanced splendor the Brahmanas had risen up, Vandin, taking King Janaka's permission, entered into the waters of the sea, and then Ashtavakra worshipped his father, and he himself also was worshipped by the Brahmanas. And having thus defeated the Suta's son, Ashtavakra returned to his own excellent hermitage in company with his uncle. Then, in the presence of his mother, his father addressed him, saying, O son, thou speedily enter into this river Samanga. And accordingly he entered into the water, and as he plunged beneath the water, all his crooked limbs were immediately made straight. And from that day that river came to be called Samanga, and she became invested with the virtues of purifying sins. He that shall bathe in her will be freed from his sins. Therefore, O Yudhishthira, do thou with thy brothers and wife descend to the river and perform thy ablutions. O Kunti's son, O scion of the Ajamida race, living happily and cheerfully at this place together with thy brothers and the Brahmanas, thou wilt perform with me other acts of merit, being intent upon good deeds. Hand it. The section 134 in the Tirtha-yatra Parva of the Vana Parva.